Chat 10 Sports.
We're back at it again.
It's me, Kurt McKibben. We got Chase Green,
What's up,
Trey
guys?
Wynn, the usual suspects here.
We're live.
We're live. We had some technical difficulties if you guys were on earlier, but we're steering clear now.
Sorry for the delay. We're 2 minutes late.
Yeah.
Rookie mistakes on our side.
They let me touch technology.
Yeah.
Chat 10 Sports.
Oh,
hey.
We're all over the place tonight. But yeah, welcome in, folks. Chat 10 Sports, Trey Wynn. Got the boys here, Chase Green, Kurt McKibben. Got a lot to talk about. We're not going to dwell on anything particular.
No.
But got a lot. We're going to throw in a couple surprises at the end as well. But fellas, it's been a fantastic week for Chat 10 Sports. Tomorrow is actually our guy Kurt McKibben's 30th.
Big 3-0.
The Dirty 30. So happy birthday to him. If you find him on Twitter, give him a follow, and then tomorrow you can blow his timeline up with some happy birthday wishes.
Yep.
We got a great show planned in for you, so lock it in. We'll be here for about an hour and 15 minutes. If you'll hit that for me, please.
Show can.
We're about to roll. What else you got, brother, man?
Hey, man. So we're broadcasting right now on Facebook Live, also Periscope on Twitter. However, on chat10.com, chat10sports.com, you could find links to our Spotify, our iTunes,
Yep. Google Play.
Google.
I don't know about Stitcher. Have y'all heard of Stitcher?
I don't do
Okay.
Stitcher.
Never heard of
I
it.
looked into it for the record, but
Stitcher curious.
Yeah.
YouTube
Tube of you.
will be on there as well.
We are on there.
We all on the Tube of You.
Yeah.
For you, bud.
For me.
Kimmy's not very social media savvy.
Yeah.
Savvy,
and I'm
friendly.
jealous. Yeah. I'm jealous partly because
Well,
you have to carry the load.
You do.
Yeah. But, more importantly, though, than the electronic love, we would love some real life, person-to-person combo love at the water cooler.
Yep.
Tell them, hey, man, check out these guys.
We want some opinions.
They're average Joes.
Yep.
They want our opinions because they don't have a whole lot to talk
All you
about.
gotta do is tap right in. You're already watching.
absolutely.
Periscope, Facebook, we want your opinions because we're not willing to say that ours are the best.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
You can't fault a guy for being honest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is a time for fans, for all of us to gather around, talk about some Tennessee sports, some NFL,
Horror
some
stories.
NBA news. Yeah.
yeah, we can cry together.
We might throw in some Game of Thrones tonight since we're, weeks away.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Couple months and a week or two away.
yeah, a couple months.
Season 8 is
This is it, guys. This is
eight
it.
episodes. I think the first 2 are 60 minutes, and then the final 4 are 80 minutes.
Are we all three rewatching? Are you?
I'm rewatching.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so we're all in different spots.
Me and mine are rewatching. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, it's season 6 over here at the McKibben household.
Yeah.
We're season 3 1/4. I think.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I'm three on.
If you read books, you probably want to turn this thing off
Yeah,
because this is not,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and
yeah.
throw that out there in case
this
you're.
isn't the heady podcast you wish
No.
it would be.
Not at all.
Let's jump right into it, man.
Yeah, hey, chat10sports.com. Kibby has a fantastic new article up today about Titans draft, what it looks like, his favorite picks and favorite names coming out in the April draft. It's going to be here before we know it.
How we're going to get past 9 and 7?
It's in Nashville
Yep.
Are you guys
On my
on-
birthday.
on his
We have to
birthday.
go.
We have to go.
I'm about to convince my wife.
Yeah, me too.
Tell us for me.
What can I do to...
We both have one of those these days.
That's true. Congrats to the newly married McKibbens coming through.
But yeah, man, it's going to be exciting times in Nashville, whether or not we do it right.
Right.
We've
Yeah.
got the whole league
Yeah.
in town for the draft.
That'd be awesome. And if anyone watched the uniform reveal last year, Nashville can bring a party, especially on Broadway.
Yep.
From what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, this year's draft will be at the Ascend Amphitheater on the, I guess, not the stadium side, but the Broadway side.
Yeah.
Just think about that whole spread. I mean, you got Broadway right there, Ascend Amphitheater on the other side that's doing the draft. Honky tonks will be full, bars will be full blow for
Just
this
shut
weekend.
down Broadway.
Is that where they do like the New Year's and stuff? That
Yeah.
whole park?
Oh, yeah.
And they'll have bands playing. But yeah, we were talking about before the show. Pour one out for Paradise Park.
Yeah,
It's
man.
one of our favorite places.
One of our good places, man.
But yeah, let's jump into some sports here. I know, and before we do that, actually, share the show for us.
Sure.
Facebook and Periscope.
Do it.
Do us the favor again. We're not trying to, get famous here, but we want to have some conversations with you guys, hear your opinions too. But fresh off the press, the NBA Anthony Davis wants to get out of New Orleans.
Yeah.
Can you fault the guy?
Woj bomb? No, not at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a star, do you want to be the only one on a team? Because Anthony Davis doesn't.
No.
I think it'd be fun for a while, but I'm sure he's at the point now where it's like,
he's like, I need rings.
Here's the ceiling. Let me get out of here.
Yeah, when they didn't re-sign Boogie, that's when you kind of knew.
Yeah.
You know what? They're not invested.
But they were invested to Anthony Davis, but they didn't really add the supporting cast that he was hoping for.
Yeah.
I mean, Drew Holiday, Etwan Moore, Nikola Mirotic. He was a good player.
All played well this season.
And all played really well. They did well down the stretch, made the playoffs, competed with teams that are twice as talented because they've played the right kind of ball.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to be good with AD on the floor.
Yeah.
But it's probably time for him to move on.
Yeah.
A bigger market. I mean, well, I hate to say that because New Orleans is a big town, but it's not a basketball town.
It's not. No, it's the Saints place, baby. It is.
Yeah, the big winners are so far the leaders in the clubhouse, so to speak, to land him are the Los Angeles Lakers, of course.
The girls.
With Braun and company. You have the Knicks, and then Boston. Boston's on there just surely because they offer more than any other team can at this point. They're so deep.
Yeah.
Apparently they have to not re-sign Kyrie to create space for a name like Davis.
Yeah.
So Kyrie may be on the move too. We don't know. It's just, next offseason is going to be crazy realignment.
Crazy.
Because you saw Paul George really want to go to LA, and then they're like,
Yeah.
I've got Russ here in OKC. I think I'll be all right. But we'll see if that lasts through this next offseason.
Yeah. Who knows?
And it's interesting, too. I know the NBA has come out today. We've actually got a graphic from ESPN, and it talks about the progression of, what was it? Let's see here. December 18th, LeBron James responds to the idea of having Anthony Davis with the Lakers, so that would be amazing. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Let's say the 21st of December, Alvin Gentry responds saying, we're not trading him. We're not trading him under any circumstances. You can go ahead and move on from that one. And then today, January 28th, Anthony Davis says, I'm not signing an extension offer.
Yeah.
I want to be traded.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. I know the NBA is coming out and saying, the New Orleans Pelicans are saying, we want the NBA to look into the kind of, tampering
away.
Yeah, I mean, everybody recruits everybody, but it's one of those things. How deep does this thing go?
Yeah.
Especially LeBron.
Magic has gotten his hand slapped recently, last year, for not necessarily recruiting, but definitely putting it out there that he would enjoy certain players being in a Lakers jersey. So that was a learning curve. It's just like the players have so much pull now.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they want to do.
Exactly.
Like LeBron kind of pulls the strings. What team he wants around him, he usually makes it happen.
And it's
the coach.
Yeah.
We were just talking today about, Luke Walton. Luke Walton and LeBron came in the league in the same draft class.
Yeah.
Unreal.
What a 2003 draft class.
So,
Luke Walton, Dwayne Wade.
So LeBron has a little respect for Luke Walton. I think the writing was on the wall when LeBron went to LA that Luke Walton was probably temporary.
Yeah.
We had some wishful thinking. I like Luke Walton mainly because his dad is a genius.
Nutcase.
Total nutcase. But I wanted to see that work.
I don't know.
LeBron's needy. He's, we were talking about that today. Is it worth his contribution to have all that comes with him? Because he basically, when he comes to your franchise, he runs your franchise.
Yeah.
See, I think with that, it's like Tom Brady and the Patriots right now. The NFL, that's why Tom Brady gets those, face mask grazed flags. It's for the sake of knowing that if this team is down, our league is down. The viewership is down.
Yeah,
if the Lakers and the Celtics are back up, where I love where they're at right now, and Kevin Bear comes in and says, it's great for basketball, but it says Anthony Davis wants a ring. You can't blame the guy, but do you think he'll end up playing with LeBron? Right now, it's a toss-up. I'm not sure what the odds are as far as the team that he can sign with. But we talked about that before the show. You might have just mentioned this. Lakers, Celtics.
Knicks.
Okay.
Are the front runners.
Gosh, Knicks are probably desperate for somebody.
Everybody's got a weird a different timeline. The Celtics want you to wait until the end of the season.
Yeah.
The Lakers are going to have to try to get ahead of them and get him now, but you're going to give up Kuzma, Ball, and probably a first
Ingram,
round. Yeah, you're going to have to give up 2, possibly 3, plus a first round pick for AD because, as much as we all like Kuzma, I think he's an absolute stud, but is he going to really be an all-star in the West?
But,
it's tough.
Yeah.
But he's your best potential. You got to get a first round pick.
See, if I'm the Lakers, I personally am not interested because they do have the young talent.
They do.
And to me, even though LeBron wants to win now, and everyone wants to win now, they're going to have to give up a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
To get a player like AD and rightfully so. I mean,
he's top 5 player in the league. I mean, it's
easy. Yeah,
you're gonna have 2. Yeah, like you said, probably. To me, AD and what he does offensively and defensively could be a 2 or he could be a 3 or 4 or 4th best player in the league.
It would be fun to watch. I know there's been the debate because the Warriors are so good with the talent they have. It's hard to not see other teams chase that same get 4 or 5 guys that could easily. I mean, think about if the Warriors, each guy, Klay Thompson, obviously Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, were all on their own teams.
Yeah,
it'd be better for basketball. That's one of my things where it's like, I mean, y'all know this. Like Tennessee basketball has been my first focus on the sport of basketball, professionally or semi-professional or even collegiate. But it's one of those things. If there were more teams like there were back in the '90s, Harvey's in. But it's one of those things to me. Like, is basketball better for the sake of signing the talent and having the guys to spread out versus them being on the Lakers or on the Celtics? You got to think Kyrie plus Gordon Hayward and then an Anthony Davis. It's like, I mean, look at the Grizzlies, look at the Hawks. Like our local team that's just like, well, we'll just keep our Conley and just hope for the best.
Hope that we draft the right guys and 6 years down the road we're good. That's all you can do. And then for 6 years it's just the same 3 teams. But if you look at it in retrospect, it's been similar that way in the 80s when it was just, it seemed like 3 or 4 teams. You had the Sixers, you had the Lakers, you had the Celtics. So it's different, and we forget a lot of things in the past. Now, in the 90s, I thought it was a little bit more diverse, a little bit.
I mean, but Patrick Ewing, the Bulls had Rodman, Scottie Pippen, and Michael Jordan, of course. But even like Karl Malone, I forget the white guy he was with.
John Stockton.
Yeah, John Stockton. I mean, there's legends as far as the NBA in the early 90s, especially with when Space Jam came out, that was the best. Muggsy Bogues, just having the diversity and height and talent and teams, it's better for basketball. So I wonder how much the league will be involved with the process of seeing Davis go to a big team like LA, Celtics, or on kind of his own area, maybe Chicago. Who knows? But
it's like a double-edged sword. They say they want dispersion of talent, but business-wise, it's better for a Golden State to form.
Yeah, it's
better. So?
They've proven that they have, and
if you get it on,
I hate that.
Especially if it's the Lakers. The Lakers are such a big
especially
brand.
The Lakers.
So if he goes to the Lakers,
Celtics,
if you have Golden State, you're outlier of this as far as big markets. I mean, they're still a big market. Don't get me wrong, but without their massive amount of talent, they're not a big market.
Right.
The Lakers and the Knicks are still the Knicks are the worst team in the NBA, and they're the second or largest market in the NBA.
Yeah. Because we were talking about before the show, Kurt's a huge Grizzlies fan, and there's a lot that needs to happen for them to get back to, through a rebuild. You're a Hawks fan. I mean, there's not a lot of local basketball that's offered. I mean, there's usually, obviously, Lakers fans. There's some Bulls fans because our age grew up with Michael Jordan, but it's one of those things, I love to see the Laker-Celtics rivalry renewed.
Yeah.
So I like seeing Kyrie up there. But even like the Knicks, it's we grew up with Patrick Ewing and that being a relevant team. But again, time will tell what happens as far as Anthony Davis. But I think just overall, it'll be interesting to see how the NBA. Obviously, they can't sway players from one to the next, but it's one of those things
They had the Celtics Warriors series or game this past weekend. And a lot of the announcers were like, can we just fast forward and just let them play 7 games and then call it quits?
Right.
I mean, because seriously,
that's the city of the NBA.
Loaded with
talent. You have maybe the Raptors in the East that could hang with the Celtics.
I did see that was a weird spot of Anthony Davis with the right pieces That could be a trade.
I did see that. I did see that.
So you're looking at three of their big players,
right?
You're taking away all their depth. But if that were to happen,
Kawhi and AD, and then Jabroni City.
Yeah, and if you're looking at 4 or 5 games down the road, who knows? I don't know.
But on to more important news: the NFL Pro Bowl.
Yep. Let's sum it up, guys.
Woo!
The one notable thing that actually happened
we're over it now.
was Jason Witten breaking the AFC champion or the
Classic
Pro Bowl
Jason.
championship. I mean, go Vols!
Way to go, buddy!
Yeah, that kind of sums up his whole stint as a Monday Night Football announcer. But it's one of those things we were talking about. I had no idea it was even happening yesterday.
Yeah,
3 o'clock.
Yeah. Random time.
No one cares.
Plenty of stuff going on, but it's one of those things. I mean, we're all looking forward to the Super Bowl. That's what we're here to discuss. But were you surprised by Jason Witten breaking the trophy?
No, I don't. I mean, it's not the most broken thing that was in Honolulu today.
Well,
we're in Orlando now.
Oh, they're in Orlando.
Right.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
That explains
That shows you how little I care about the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, but we talked about it
Change
too.
cities, and I care even less.
I didn't know that till yesterday because I saw a post from our Titans board. I saw Taylor Lewan was talking to who was it? Luke Stalker.
What Titans are down there?
Lewan and Brett Kern.
Okay.
Jarrell Casey was invited, but he
no Byard,
no.
Jeez.
I mean,
ups.
Yeah, I think we're on two different. We'll talk about the Titans a little bit later.
But no, we were talking
defense.
With in all seriousness, we were talking before the show about. I was more interested in the dodgeball game that they played,
right? The contest
than the actual
competitions.
Pro Bowl game because it's just turned into such a joke.
Kamara was playing defensive end.
Right.
Alvin Kamara and Saquon Barkley on the defensive end rushing. And then we had, what's his name, Jalen Ramsey lining up in the slot. Catching a touchdown. So it shows you how much of a joke it has become, and I'm over it.
I'm not really sure what
it has
the NFL,
no weight.
What they can do to make it more of an intriguing event.
There's always the talk of, doing what the Major League Baseball does and, the winner gets home field advantage in the World Series. I hate that. That's a series. That's different. That's 7 games.
Yeah.
I can see that being, in 7 games, but
Kevin Bear comes in and says, did they even tackle each other? I actually did see a video.
What?
Alvin Kamara had a handoff going to the right side of the offensive line. A defensive tackle, 2-hand touched him, and they called the play. So it's one of those things, I get you don't want to have guys hurt.
No.
Right.
However, give us something to watch. Yeah, I mean,
give us 5-on-5 basketball.
But this is why, to me,
I will watch.
We have the Super Bowl coming up, but the Alliance of American Football, I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really good.
Hungry players.
Yeah, I mean, you get guys that are dying for an opportunity to play professional sports, but it's one of those things. I mean, Super Bowl's going to end the next week. The Alliance begins, and then the draft weekend is their championship weekend. You're already out watching the draft. Let's just tune into some.
Yeah, this is the last day of the draft. It's just not going to be the same.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all we have to say as far as Pro Bowl. But let's move on to the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl week.
Oh man!
I know the Patriots and the Rams have actually arrived in Atlanta. I believe as of yesterday, per Alan Bell on Twitter. So keeping up with him. But guys, let's jump right into it here.
Was that Brady's first Super Bowl? Was against Kurt Warner and the Rams? I think it was.
Might have been.
I'm going to have to look it up. But I think it was.
Let's see. Go ahead, Neil. Talk amongst yourselves.
What was the Panthers one?
That was second.
Ooh, that was
2009.
2001, I think it was his first one.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That was
2000
Ravens.
2007. I don't remember, but man, Kurt Warner was our
dude. His accuracy as a quarterback. I mean, obviously we know.
What a great name. No, it's fine. No, yeah, first XXXVI, if you will. That's what 26.
I believe so.
36. Sorry.
36.
Yeah, I'm bad at math.
Yeah, Tom Brady's first in February 3 of 2002 was his
that was
first.
His first. Patriots 20, Rams
17 years ago,
and he's still doing it.
And he plans on continuing. I mean, he came out and said the last couple of days, what's the chance of him this being his last game is a 0% chance.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Tom Brady, maybe it's because it took so little athleticism to begin his career.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Why is he going to stop now?
He's not taking hits.
He's not running the ball.
He's changed the game nutritionally and training wise. So
Yeah, they were talking about how quickly he gets the ball out. Like,
Yeah.
I forgot what defensive rookie it was, but like his first introduction was like, "Hey man, why you gotta get rid of the ball so quick?"
yeah.
Because 2.5 seconds, ball is somewhere it needs to be.
Well, he's got Tony Romo up there calling plays for him. So there you go.
All right, let's jump into the Super Bowl talk. Who's your pick?
Rams.
You're going Rams?
I'm the only one in the world.
No. I think I'm actually siding with you because it's one of those things to me. Like, I don't know that the Patriots have faced a team like the Rams with their defensive front, and we all know whenever the Patriots played the Giants when Strahan was still playing, Osi Benyor was still playing, who was it? Justin Tuck was still playing. They suffocated Tom Brady.
Yeah.
He couldn't get a ball
Sounds
out.
a lot like Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh.
Right.
And those guys.
Dante Fowler's back, so
He's a Nashville native, right? Am I right?
Fowler. I don't know that Fowler's. I don't honestly.
I have no idea.
It's worth a Google. It is. There was a Fowler of some sort that was from Hendersonville, right?
St. Petersburg, Florida.
Nope, way off.
Swinging a miss.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm thinking Rams. I want to see the not upset, but I mean,
It's no, I guess no Tom's.
what is the line?
I remember that they had the fourth best odds to win it when the Final Four was set. So I don't know if it's still the same way or not. After the performance they put on. But yeah, I don't know. Tommy Brady and that crew, I don't know. They're moving on offense right now.
I mean, even just him and Gronk last week, or what was it, 2 weeks ago against the Chiefs. So the spread right now is 2.5. Prediction, wow. Rams 25.7 in the Patriots 25.1. So it's very tight. I just don't know as far as
Even Vegas betting against Tom Brady, that seems
I know.
irresponsible to me.
I know. I'm just thinking too that the secondary of the Rams, Marcus Peters, Aqib Talib, who else is back there? I mean, there's a pretty stout defensive back. Defensive
Guys
back.
to switch off on.
Yeah.
Edelman and
I mean, and you got to think, Hogan made some great catches with the Chiefs. Edelman's always there. Gronk's always there. Sonny Michel's had a fantastic year, so it'll be really intriguing to watch. I just, as always, I hope for a good game. I hope for
all you want out of a Super Bowl.
I mean, I don't want to see a blowout. I don't want to see. I'm all for like when the Falcons and Patriots squared off. It's a first half blowout, and the Patriots come back to win it. That's always fun. However,
That was the worst Super Bowl I ever had because I had pneumonia that Super Bowl. And I was laying upside down.
tell us about it.
So I was laying upside down watching the Super Bowl because the only comfortable position was like me laying on my back with my head up. I don't know why this was a thing, but it was an absolute struggle because we went down to Atlanta the Saturday before
Yeah.
just to enjoy the festivities, and we enjoyed them too much.
Yeah, Kevin Bear says, I like the Rams, but if they're going to give Brady 30 seconds to go the length of the field to win, he will beat them. Brady and Bill, I will take the Pats. Can't argue with that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to to me it's a coin toss
Wow.
just like it is Vegas right now. I mean, it's a legit toss up. 2.5 points. If it comes down to a field goal, I know obviously Stephen Gostkowski has the potential to be Adam Vinatieri 2.0.
Yeah.
Just riding with Tom Brady, but it's one of those things. Just hoping for a good game. But besides that, I mean, I'm trying to see if the playoff picture. Were you surprised by the outcomes as far as the championship games with the Chiefs and the Saints?
Benny Cunningham is who I was thinking of.
You're so digging.
Sorry. I was like, who is the Nashville linebacker? Anyways.
But not really. I mean, I was a little surprised by the score of the Rams Saints game. I thought it was going to be a little high scoring.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the opposite. I thought the Chiefs Patriots might actually wind up being the low scoring game. People settled for field goals, but I was wrong. I was watching Patriots on that last drive. Win. It was pretty nice. But
Right. Rams need to kick the winning field goal as time runs out. That's for sure. Yeah, keep them off the field. But Kevin Bear says Pats 34, Rams 31. It'll be intriguing for sure. I mean, I'm looking forward to the game. However, I'm looking forward to also talking about some Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Are you still digging over there for random?
Man, I still
Facts.
can't even find the thing that I'm looking for. It doesn't matter.
Technology's hard, guys.
It's irrelevant.
It's Google, guys. You gotta put some words in. It'll tell you what's in it.
But yeah, man, the Titans have a great opportunity here with the draft, and like you said, I wrote about it in the article this week. 20th pick, 19th pick,
19th. Yeah.
Heavy defensive draft.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at 2/3 of the first round being defensive players.
Yep.
In everyone's projections. I hope the Titans go the opposite way not because we don't need the help on defense. Because I hope we address it in the free agency, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But B, because I think there will be a winner in the second round at the position that we need on defense. I hope we go with a wide receiver. And I know you guys.
Wow.
Oh, I think we need a second one.
You guys, you hate on me for hating on, our boy
Corey Davis.
CD, but he needs some help, man. And Walker being out this year really put a spotlight on some of the weaknesses around the Tennessee offense.
Yeah.
Receiving core is way up the list, in my opinion. And I think there's some decent receivers in this draft class, and there's no decent receivers in free agency.
No.
Well, let's ask everyone watching with us as well. What is the Titans' biggest need in the draft? I know with the draft and free agency, a lot of answers can be made and given in the draft, and vice versa with the free agency market. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I feel like it's one of those things for the Titans. Week 17, Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck had about 4, 5, 6 seconds to throw the ball, which was a big concern to me. I was there in person, and there was Harold Landry can only do so much. Yes, Sharif Finch was great and better than expected, like we talked about in Kibby's article. But it's one of those things. Arakpo's gone now. Derek Morgan, who knows if he'll be back?
Be soon to leave.
Yeah, I mean, but like Kibby said in his article today, I mean, Montez Sweat is a guy that could fill that void at right outside linebacker. There's quite a few different names, and then like Kibby said, it's a deep draft class for defensive line.
Yeah,
pressure is key nowadays. I mean, you got to get after that quarterback, especially when you're going up against Luck. You're going up against, even Blake Bortles. Deshaun Watson. But it's one of those things to me. You have to shut them down, get them off the field, and keep your offensive off.
For sure.
Yes, I mean, we had a good ranking defensive effort this year.
Yeah.
Dean Pease did a good job.
I think we're one of the top 5 scored on defense.
Right. I think we were top 8. I think we were number 8 this year.
Okay, go into last
and overall.
week. Okay.
But I still want to see more sacks. I want to see more interceptions, and interceptions come because of the pressure.
Which was a huge drop off for us considering what we had 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like we were dominating our front.
Kevin Byard had 8 picks, which is like a record, I think, for a defensive back.
And that's just because Arakpo and company were just getting after it. We just saw a huge drop off after that, and we're getting picked on.
But I do agree with you as far as receiver is a
big need.
Is a huge need.
But we're even seeing Hollywood Brown go in the second round. I think we could get that. If we could wait and hold off, get our second pick for Hollywood Brown, that'd be great.
Is Hollywood Brown AJ?
Huh?
Is that AJ Brown?
No, this is Oklahoma. You got
Oklahoma Brown.
I think you got. You wrote about
AJ Brown.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown's like a shorter. I would almost. Not compared to like Kendall Wright.
He is kind of a Kendall Wright. Absolutely. Shorter, really speedy, great slot receiver.
I'm just thinking that's kind of the Taywan Taylor mold.
Right. I don't want to see us go that route. I want to see us get check all the boxes. I want to see somebody put up a competition with Corey Davis to be the number 1 receiver next season. Not even down the road. I want to see it now.
But my thing is, and you wrote about this today too, as far as the offensive line position, there are some guys on that offensive line who probably won't be back in two-tone blue next season. It's one of those things that Quentin Spain, Ben Jones, Josh Klein underperformed all year. Jack Conklin was a big question at right tackle, and obviously the Pro Bowler and Taylor Lewan did a fantastic job. However, Dennis Kelly was able to come in and get some snaps and do pretty well. That last game or two, maybe 3 of the year. But it's one of those things in this draft. I think maybe 4th or 5th down the list of needs, we have to have somebody in either the draft or in free agency to come in.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all that's pretty relevant. Harvey is barking at Allison.
Yeah, all
the
good.
front door.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is too. I want to pose the question to everybody watching as well. Who's the one player that you want to see the Titans sign in free agency coming into this offseason?
Yeah.
John Robinson's. I mean, this is kind of where he shines. Obviously, his game is just razzle dazzle in the offseason. Obviously, I remember when DeMarco Murray got traded for I forget who it was, like a 4th round pick. They just swapped 4th round picks with the Eagles, and the Titans came away.
We got him for just this 5th round pick. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of go out and do your thing, because I think John Robinson has his work cut out for him.
Right.
And I think this offseason, like, again, that Kibbe wrote about, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, go read Kibbe's article. But it's one of those things, to me, like, this is a season that can determine the future for the Titans going forward versus being the 9-7 perennial, 8-8, 9-7, 7-6. Yeah, I mean,
and how bold they get in free agency, I think, that's going to be shaped and molded by what they do in the draft.
Yeah,
and I don't know what comes first, either the free agency or the draft. But at this point, I think it's probably going to be the draft. If we learned anything from this offseason, it's that they're not in a huge hurry, and they are on the cusp of being the NFC South champions. They're not far, but it's just there are some serious needs out there that needs to be addressed, and it's a matter of what JR wants to do this year.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, and that's what I posed to y'all as a question. I think last week at work, I was like, man, you have one position that the Titans knock out of the park, and they set themselves up for years to come. It's like, what is it? And you said, I think, offensive line.
Yeah.
I think
edge
you
rusher.
say you said edge rusher, and and watching last year, it's hard not to want both of those. But I went receiver. It's just it's a matter of opinion.
I just feel like you have to protect Marcus before you can have a guy from Buffalo too. I mean, that's obvious, but to me,
absolutely.
It's one of those things. I don't know if it's a scheme issue because LaFleur's out, Arthur Smith is in. Let's see what he can do with the talent around him. Obviously, I think Vrabel has talked about how he's been, in team meetings for scheme and for game plans. He's been one to, that Vrabel said this guy was giving great ideas. LaJuan's been a huge advocate for Arthur Smith as well.
Yeah.
So let's take the best of, again, LaJuan said this, let's take the best from Trubisky, the best from LaFleur.
Yeah.
Let's use it to our favor and convert. I mean, execute the plays. I mean, the zone running scheme obviously did not work for this team, and it didn't look great. So it was one of those things. We got to go back to the drawing board to see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that if you see all these guys come in and work with our OCs, and like we have, how many? If we had 4,
yeah,
and he stayed with all.
I feel
4.
bad for Marcus, man. It's like you measure a guy from 4 different
I mean, but
bosses to
Arthur's
work for.
been there for all 4 too.
All 4, and he's learned,
and that's different.
He's picked, and he's going to have all these new plays. And I think like you said, we're just going to have the best. From
I feel like
Trubisky, we're going to have a little power, but we're also going to have a little fun, no razzle dazzle from.
Not only does he know his strong suits, but he knows what we can do.
He knows our guys.
With Marcus under the centers.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean,
Delaney Walker has been a huge advocate of him. So
let's look at some comments here. Brooks Jones comes in, and after a couple comments from, I believe it was, let's see, Kevin Bear. Take a look at Flacco. I mean, potentially, and there's a ton of guys across the NFL coming out for free agency this year. So it's really,
Flacco,
I would not want Flacco.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Flacco has one of the strongest arms in the league,
right?
But he's just proven to be.
It's hard to compete with Lamar Jackson. I mean, Lamar Jackson's an electric, athletic, Michael Vick-esque guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to be that pocket passer. I mean,
yeah, but Petrino had. He played in a pro scheme in college. It translates well, even though he's not much of a pocket passer. He's ran offensive similar to what you see every day in the NFL.
But see, to me, it's like I don't care if you can pass the ball 300 yards a game or if you can rush for 125 yards a game. If you convert on second and third downs, and you keep the ball moving, it's like, okay, Joe Flacco. I mean, he's probably run his limit in Baltimore. Now, as far as backup, I think the team, and it was something too on midday. I was listening to the guys last week, and John Robinson was on, and he did not sound 100% committed to Marcus. That Marcus is a competitor, and he's we believe in Marcus, but it's one of those things with Arthur Smith coming in. I feel bad for the guy. Another boss, another guy to answer, and
another playbook.
I mean, yeah, and again, he's a professional, and this is expected of you. But it's one of those things. It's hard to not look. I don't blame Kevin for the idea there
right now. And Marcus hasn't given you any reason to be bought in 100%.
Yeah, I was before it, but then this year I never fully bought in because I thought this was the turning point.
Yeah,
this was going to be it. Full healthy off season and just never.
Yeah, just when you get bought into Marcus, he has a game where you're just like, "What? Did you even get off the bus?"
Yeah, what are you doing? And as Chad told us, it's like right away when Marcus is going to have a good game or a bad game.
That's true.
See it in his eyes.
Yeah, a couple comments coming in here on Periscope. Randall G7 says, "Who's better, Eli or Flacco?"
This is Randy Smith from Memphis, Tennessee.
The one and only, baby.
The Randall G. Who's better, Flacco or
Eli Manning?
Yeah, he would bring up Eli Manning. He's an Ole Miss fan. Neither. They're both bad.
Hard pass on both.
Both teams have won in spite of those quarterbacks. Yeah.
I'd go Flacco.
I probably would go Flacco. Just
Eli's a better mind, but Flacco's a way better arm.
Yeah.
I mean, Eli's won.
If you're relying
2 Super
on
Bowls,
either one,
you can't really deny that.
Right.
I mean,
Flacco's
that may have been Coughlin. Let's be real here.
I mean, look at Coughlin in Jacksonville right now. It's kind of blowing up in his face.
Yeah, Brooks Jones making the comment of Mariota comeback player of the year in 2019.
Hey, there's a hot take.
Love it.
Let's debate that right here, right now. Agree or disagree if you're watching. Marcus Mariota, comeback player of the year.
I would donate it to Oregon for that. I'm just saying. I don't even
Which
know.
Oregon?
A live Oregon. Whatever one you can do and still live and
What's
function
funny
normally.
is it's not like, I don't know, Marcus played in our last game. So
a comeback is
relative. Usually it's somebody like Andrew Luck who's been out for 2 years.
All right.
But Andrew Luck was the comeback player of
the
this
year.
year.
Absolutely.
I don't know who they gave it to. It probably was Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
But, oh man,
not in question.
But I would love it if he is so mediocre as he
Yeah.
was this year to come back and just absolutely
Yeah,
dominate.
Brooks says I'm completely fine with being the only person to agree with this.
Hey, all right, buddy.
My thing is I mean, you never know what you're going to get with this new scheme from Arthur Smith. Congratulations to him for being a guy. He's been there since what, 2009?
Yeah. God.
And here's the thing. We talked about this last week a little bit. This is the I don't know, the founder of FedEx or owner of FedEx.
Son.
He is the son of the owner of FedEx.
Fred Smith's son.
He didn't go to his dad and say, "Hey, give me a penthouse suite of an office. I'm going to go to the bottom of the barrel in the NFL with the Tennessee Titans, be an offensive and defensive analyst, and work my way up to offensive coordinator."
Titans coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's been all over the place. But it's one of those things. I mean, hey, the new scheme, I would not be shocked if Marcus was comeback player of the year, especially after all the talk. However, there's a lot that he has to accomplish to really get that kind of...
You're going to have to talk about an MVP type season.
They can cherry pick with each other, they can cherry pick from the last offensive coordinators to see what's worked, what hasn't, kind of what's comfortable. I've in the past said we have to plan around Mariota's,
quirks. I mean,
kind of his weaknesses and his strengths.
Yeah.
But man, it's gonna be interesting to see what we come up with as far as an offensive scheme.
Well, let's jump back on track as far as free agency and draft. But who do you think the Titans need to let walk this offseason as far as players that didn't meet the mark, didn't make it memorable?
I thought we were going the opposite direction. I thought we were going with who would you like to see the Titans sign in the offseason?
Well, we had Flacco. I mean, there's a couple comments, but yeah, I mean, let's do it right now. I mean, as far as who would you want to see the Titans go after in free agency?
That's what, and this goes back into the fact that I want to see them take a receiver first. I want to see them get a really good defensive end or outside linebacker in free agency, and we, obviously. Jadeveon Clowney's out
Yeah,
there. I mean, there's a couple names that just
that would be
that
like
make you salivate, and
That's
it's
a
just
dream.
like it's just defensive end wise.
what would it mean to you guys if they got Jadeveon Clowney?
I mean, is
it a game changing signing?
it's huge, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just like DeMarcus Lawrence is probably the number one defensive end in free agency, and so at DeMarcus Lawrence,
But you know what he'll want some
so
fat cash.
what are we locked up in? It's
Jarrell Casey, Taylor Lewan.
I know, but
You have
do we not
potential
have?
Jack
Can we not
Conklin.
open the checkbook for them? Is what I'm
Yes,
saying.
you can, but you got to budget this stuff out so that you're not
Right.
huge on the offensive and defensive line.
Right.
You're lacking with
Yeah, but I don't
skill
think you have to.
positions.
I don't think you have to back up the Brinks truck for Marcus Mariota next year.
I mean, $20 million a year. If it's at minimum $20
Yeah.
million,
Yeah,
that's a lot of
Just a
cash.
quarterback.
Now, but here's the thing. Here's how it could work in my mind. You sign a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence and Jadeveon Clowney, or either one of those guys. You have to draft and get the guys that you can
You
get.
have to get those wide
On
receivers.
offense.
Yeah, I mean, you
Either
have
line
to.
or
You
offense.
have to
You
have
have
those cheap, inexpensive, younger
Right.
guys
For a few years.
for the sake of getting the big defensive names. Because I mean, even Brooks Jones, Dante Fowler Jr. If he doesn't get re-signed by the Rams, Von Miller's a name out there from
Von
Lamar
Miller's out
Jenkins. Oh, that would be a dream.
Say what? I don't think he's a free agent.
Von Miller. Wow.
Bring back Albert Hainsworth. Love it, Kevin.
Let him
Bates.
step on
He's,
some heads.
That's awesome. That gets a like.
Step on some heads, man.
No, but
He's
I
got
think,
some, he's got some child support issue right now. We don't.
I want some tonight. I want that grit though. I want that
oh,
back.
man.
I want.
You want the stepping on
I want
skulls.
you to
Albert
dirty
Hainsworth.
man if you're stepping on that field.
Albert Hainsworth's not the same guy anymore.
No,
That's true.
I mean not him specifically, but Ndamukong Suh.
But
Yeah.
this is to
A
me
free agent,
where
but-
I'm excited to see John Robinson work because the pressure's on. 3 straight 9-7 seasons.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It's almost worse than being a losing team.
yeah.
Honestly.
You want to kiss your sister or go 9-7? Which one?
Yes.
Yeah.
9-7.
Yeah. You're losing. I'm saying
Neither.
It's,
yeah.
and the joke is too. I mean, Jeff Fisher's the 8-8. King.
Right.
We're still there. Where are we going to go from here? I mean, believe me, I don't like going 3-13 or 2-14, but I mean, at least we get to win some games and making some fun. But I love this time of the year. I love off season. I love free agency,
Yeah.
and
Especially with JR at the
with John
helm.
Robinson.
Yeah,
Especially
I mean,
with John Robinson.
He definitely knows how to a plug and play kind of deal.
Oh yeah, it's fun. The scheming that goes on. What are we going to trade for in a draft? Yeah.
Well, Titans, things are looking up, but there's a long way to go. How about the Tennessee Volunteers that are the number 1 ranked team in the
I'll be
nation?
right back, folks.
Again. Can we
Okay.
talk about that?
we're back at it again, baby.
I mean, let me just put you on the spot, Chase. What do you think about that West Virginia win?
well, as we were all sitting here, we were celebrating Kibby's 30th this weekend on Saturday. We were watching the game together. God, was that not a snooze fest in the first half?
It was boring.
Ugly.
Couldn't hit it.
Ugly. Hideous basketball all around, people dribbling off their foot. I mean, West Virginia went like 8 minutes without scoring. Falls didn't do much better.
Yeah.
We were down 6, and it felt like we were down 60. It's like, well, are we going to get to 40 points this entire game? But stepped it up in the second half, came out and played like champs, and here we are.
I mean, Schofield's continued to struggle.
Yeah.
Which hurts because, I mean, you got Grant, who is, by and large, honestly, like top 3 for player of the year.
Oh, yeah, easy. I mean, playing out of his mind.
And so to see the other half of PB&J not do as well,
Shovel City.
yeah, it just kind of discourages you a little bit. But at the end of the day, still the number 1 ranked team in the nation, still getting the wins.
Yeah.
Tough stretch, though, coming up here.
Yeah. We got South Carolina tomorrow night, 6:30 game on the old SEC network. But good to see Lamonte Turner come out. He got his first start last night or Saturday night. And
That was weird to see Pons not start.
yeah, so I mean Lamonte
Different
played
dynamic.
so well, and man, God, he had a great game. 23 points,
Yeah.
8 for 10 from the field. And
It's a more offensive dynamic you see with
Yeah.
Turner starting instead of Pons. Pons is a lengthy defensive guy. I think his play looks good off the bench.
yeah,
You want that high energy defensive, in your face,
yeah,
making plays, disrupting their offense. You want that coming off fresh with fresh legs.
Yeah.
Which Lamonte Turner all last season was the sixth man, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
And now we have Bowden in that role.
Bowden is coming off the bench, and he's one of the top scorers on the team.
Yeah, but I think it's perfect for his role right now. But how Lamonte is kind of like, do you really want these two-headed monsters coming off the bench? And like you said, I think it kind of works now. At the time when Pons started, I thought it worked better. He moves the ball better. He's just it's that European growing up system, and so I just think that he's better off suited now off the bench, come in, play some defense.
To me, I know, like you were saying, we were at Kibby's 30th party watching the game, and there was just zero pulse. It seemed like there was just
zero.
That's what I want, though.
Why?
Because, man, if we're up on a team like West Virginia that has a losing record, I don't want it to ever be a game. I'm sorry. I want you to handle business from bell to bell.
But that's what I'm saying. They come out so slow.
We came out.
It came out flat, but after we took control, it just felt like cruise control.
Yeah,
but we wanted it from start to finish.
Right.
Right.
You were saying bell to bell. It's a concerning thing where it's like, all right, since start of the second half is when it really kind of turned. It became boring where it's like, all right, Tennessee's going to stay up.
Yeah.
We've watched this game before. I don't want to see the same game every single week. I don't want to see a different game where bigger holes are being, exposed, and then, I want to see the consistency from our two best players in PB&J and have Schofield and Grant do their thing. However, it's also nice to see. I know Jordan Bone had some good dunks and good, there's turnovers and things that went our way. But if those things don't happen, if Grant fouls out, if Admiral's not 100% on point, it's like, all right, when we come up against these, Duke, Gonzaga teams, and obviously we played Kansas, but it's one of those things, like, what's going to happen when it's not West Virginia or South Carolina or Vandy or Alabama, and they have a 10, 15, 20-point lead on us when we're coming out of the gate super slow.
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen is we escaped Alabama, but we let them come back on a 12-point lead we had, and so it's one of those, if we come out slow, what if Alabama kept hitting shots?
Right.
They cooled off big time.
And West Virginia did that. They were knocking some threes in that first half, and it was like, all right,
they're just
2.0 for Florida 2.0. This is the same game that we've seen, but it's one of those things. How are they going to make the adjustments against a team that is a top 5? And Kentucky's climbing back up at number 7 right now.
Oh yeah, down the stretch you have Kentucky, you have LSU. Ole Miss was ranked until this week. Mississippi State still at 22 right now. A tough stretch on the SEC,
which we did not
on the back
anticipate
end.
Before SEC play started. It was like, all right, we have Kentucky, maybe Florida.
LSU was not a surprise.
Yeah, Auburn was ranked. Mississippi State was potential, but you're saying, we didn't
expect
Florida
Mississippi
was
State
going to be a little
bit
bit better. Yeah.
Right.
But
I just don't think anyone anticipated the Vols slowing down like they have offensively, because Schofield hasn't hit his shots like he was in the early part of this season.
You say that, but it makes 14 straight wins. Anyway, you slice it.
Right.
Yeah.
They find a way to win.
Huge for the program in general.
Yeah.
Rick Barnes clearly made his name well known. He transferred out of Texas.
Yeah.
To Tennessee, which was an unknown program, honestly. Bruce Pearl, as a Tennessee fan, I felt like Bruce Pearl got us on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, truthfully, Rick Barnes really put us on the map this year, and until then, we were not thought of as a basketball program at all.
Oh, dude, but I'm loving it. Like, we've talked about, like, I've really begun to love watching college basketball because of the Vols' success. I hope it sticks around, because I think that Barnes can get those guys. We've seen with Schofield, like, taking a chunky, 3-star guy and make him a potential first-round pick in the NBA draft. Let the guy just lay his hands on you and do his work, but it's one of those things. I want to see. I'm not saying we have to win a national championship, but man, we've been sweating a lot the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's just like it feels unnecessary for the sake of guys, we are better than this.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch because we're just so much more talented than West Virginia. They have some talent, but with Kanata not playing, they're just not very good. And
Yeah.
They have zero effort. That's one of the things.
You watch the balls, it looks like a protein.
Yeah,
Right.
we're moving the ball. We make cuts and screens like San Antonio Spurs. We're undersized a little bit. I mean, granted, Grant Williams is an absolute hoss, but he's only a 6'7" center.
Right.
When Kyle's on the floor, he's playing center, but a lot of times Grant plays the 5.
Right.
So, we're a little bit undersized, if you will, but I mean, we're just we're one of the stronger teams.
Yeah, Sco and Pons on the wings, so it's just like
you got this
undersized
pterodactyl that
in the
comes out.
post, but like on the wing, we're still.
Yeah.
I mean, even the guards, Bowden, Bone, Monte Turner, none of those guys
really
are small.
come on
I
defensively,
mean,
No.
See, my question, looking at stats right now, I'm looking at the box score as far as minutes played. And you've got Grant Williams, Schofield, Lamonte Turner, and Jordan Bone all playing over 30 minutes. And then Kyle Alexander only plays 12.
Yeah.
You've got guys like Fulkerson jumping in, Pons is jumping in, Jordan Bowden comes in for 26 minutes. So it's like,
yeah.
do we have a 5 that we want?
Yeah.
Or is it
Oh,
that
yeah.
we have some bench players that we want to throw in there
Yeah.
and see what they can do?
Kyle Alexander's a hugely improved player. And
Yeah.
he is the 5 moving forward.
Yeah, he's got
He's the
foul
only
trouble this
true
weekend.
center we have.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk about Fulkerson all you want, and as much as it's like, good old
Yeah.
Homer pick, we love to see it when he comes in the game. He's really slow, and he's not very
small
good.
for his,
Yeah.
his center. And,
Yeah, I mean, Kyle Alexander is our only true 5.
yeah. And I mean, he got a little foul trouble this weekend, so it kind of takes you out of the game. But, it's one of those things that you're always going to hear. If it wasn't for Kyle getting hurt last year, we'd probably make it to the Final Four, especially the way our route was going to go as everybody was losing in our bracket. We should have made it there, but, it is
What
it
could have
is.
been?
Yeah. So,
For sure. And
What could have been?
Yeah, we're coming to the 8 o'clock hour mark.
Let's go ahead and just do the agree or disagree.
Let's do it.
Wrap it up
Here we
strong.
For everybody watching right now, this is a section like every other part of our show. We want your interaction. We want your opinions. We're going to throw out a hot take for everyone to read, kind of process, and then fire back your agree or disagree take. I'm going to jump to number 2 here. Let's see here. The Pro Bowl, agree or disagree. The Pro Bowl is the biggest waste of time and money in sports.
I'll have to agree. I mean, at least I enjoy watching the NBA All-Star Game, especially Saturday night's a lot of fun. But man, I had zero care about yesterday.
If it was on my television, I would not have looked at
Yeah.
it. I would have looked at my phone or something.
I watched reruns of Game of Thrones instead of that.
Hey, that's not a bad.
Hey,
It's not a bad bargain.
that's a pretty high bar.
No,
Let's be
to
real.
me, like we said, I mean, the joke is like we care more about the competitions and dodgeball, and they
Yeah, no,
dunked,
straight
like,
up.
They dunked like Brian Arakpo.
Like, I want to see
Yeah,
who's good at
it's-
dodgeball. Like, honestly.
I mean, to me, it's like okay, even the home run derby. It's like
Right.
I want to see the home run derby.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see Giancarlo and
And
Judge and these guys hit these homers and be like,
Yeah.
okay, I wish I could do that.
And I even like the skills competition.
Yeah.
Like, it's still entertaining.
When
Yeah.
Peyton Manning and those back on 5 or 6 years ago or 10 years ago, when there was accuracy challenges and there were guys that could, I mean, I remember when Vince Young came out and he went to the Pro Bowl his first year. There was a net at the goal line. They were probably at the 40 or 50 yard, and they were trying to drop this ball into the net, and I was sucked in.
Yeah.
That's one of those things. I want to see the things I cannot do versus watching
Right.
Jalen Ramsey play
Right.
receiver and what Saquon
Yeah.
Barkley playing defensive back and who was playing defensive
Kamara.
end. Yeah, Kamara's playing defensive
Kamara,
end.
yeah, Saquon Barkley
It's
taking the
Saquon,
end.
yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Now, I did watch those guys get off the line, and I was very impressed.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, hey.
Wow.
As expected.
But I remember even Joe Flacco with the long ball toss, and I don't remember if that was a Pro Bowl thing or like a Senior Bowl thing. But
He's got a cannon.
I mean, I just remember seeing from an early age like a young Joe Flacco out there zipping it
Yeah.
long distances and no one could touch it. He's like, oh, who's this guy out of
Yeah,
Delaware?
Yeah.
You know.
No,
And then
but
watching the, you guys remember the drone drop they had?
oh yeah,
last
the
year, 2
punt,
years ago?
basically simulating a punt.
Yeah, that's fun. But other than that, I mean,
Right.
what have they had the last 2 years?
Pretty big waste of time. I know Devontae Adams from the Packers threw a ball 70 yards this year, which I can't even do that, fellas.
Yeah.
But moving on here, number 2, agree or disagree, Jared Goff will have a better game than Tom Brady
Ooh,
in the Super Bowl.
that is a hot take. I'm gonna take it because I'm riding the Rams wave all the way. You know, it's an idiot. It takes an idiot to bet against Tom Brady and Belichick in the Super Bowl. I'm that idiot.
I don't know, man. I like the Rams. I like Sean McVay. I like their defense.
Goff's come a long way.
Oh, yeah. He was a former bust. I mean, he was a year in, and people were saying he's a bust.
It's like, my gosh, they wasted a first-round draft pick on this guy.
But that's what how good would Brady be without Belichick and vice versa?
Right. How good would Goff be without Sean McVay? Who knows?
Right,
Exactly.
right. But my thing is I want to see the defense cause problems for Brady, and that be the reason why Goff has a better game. I mean, if Goff goes off, if he goes off to where he's just blowing it up and he's throwing 60-yard passes, fantastic. But to me, I want to see. I will agree with the take for the sake of. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Just to see the bully on the corner get knocked out and kind of get his nose bloody a little bit.
I'm going to disagree with this one because I think Todd Gurley got benched last game. That dude's going to be one pissed off man.
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He got humiliated. He
like
was one of those guys.
C.J. Anderson.
He was the talking point of shows on your first takes, and he was like, oh, Todd Gurley taking a backseat to C.J. Anderson. He ain't going to like that. He's not going to like that
So
one
who-
bit.
if you had
I'm
to-
thinking Tom was going to have a better statistical game than Jared Goff, and I'm also taking the Patriots. So I do think it could be.
Safe bet.
Yeah.
Safe bet. But if you had to predict it right now, who's the offensive MVP for the Super Bowl?
Whitworth, the left tackle. Seriously, he's not going to get named that, but
He's awesome.
I've seen extensive. He's a veteran
Yeah.
that just has blossomed this year, and it's
Yeah.
it's beautiful to see. I'm sorry, I love the big men up front,
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah.
love it when they own things and when they take
Do you
over
watch
games.
all these breakdowns on Twitter?
Of course I
Dude,
do.
That's inject that into my veins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
When-
straight up.
There was one highlight of him, and some guy was going for a speed rush, and he just threw one hand in the right spot, and this dude took it in his pec, and he dropped him.
Yeah, dude.
And I love.
He's had a breakout year.
I love some offensive line play.
But no, offensive MVP, yeah.
Who's your guy?
That's who I want to win it, but
Woodward.
man,
Pour it out for the big boys up
I'm
front.
going to go Sonny Michel.
Ooh.
I think he's going to have a couple. I think he's
He
going to have a
is.
similar game to last week. Maybe catch a one.
What if?
Yeah.
Has a rookie ever won MVP of a Super Bowl?
I don't know.
That's
Not,
where the
not
jugal.
that I know of.
But they talked about both the Patriots and the Rams, kind of how they're married to the run game throughout the playoffs,
Yeah.
and how that's been, incremental in their the fact that they're there.
Yeah.
It does help you control the game.
I could be totally wrong because it's the Patriots, so he's going to have a great game in the
Right.
conference championship,
And
and then some, Rex
Right.
Burkhead's going to have an
Right.
extra game. So
And that's what I've always James White. That's
Yeah.
why in fantasy I've never I've drafted Sonny Michel, but late this year. But it's just you never trust the Patriots running back.
Oh, yeah.
never or wide receiver, honestly.
Right.
Outside of Edelman,
It's he picks a
Gronk
different
had
one
that
every
year.
time.
Yeah.
Hogan will have 200 yards one game and then 30
Yeah.
the next.
I was one of those idiots that picked Chris Hogan early because I was like, oh, Edelman's going to be out. He's going to get all the touchdowns.
all of them.
Guys, I went from champ to chump real quick.
Real quick.
Real quick. All right, number 3 here. Let's jump all over this.
Oh.
The NFL offseason is better than the regular season.
Oh,
You don't have to like it. It's my take.
I'm going to disagree. I don't know. No, I can't.
Who
As
are you-
much as I love it, if we're speaking strictly Titans, probably so.
Yeah.
Strictly Titans, yes.
so saying, who are you rooting for? Because if the off season is better than the regular season, then you're probably rooting for the wrong team. Which
For the Titans, I think it is for us.
I just
that's
love.
who
I
yours.
love this time of the year when the draft is kicking off.
I like the moving and shaking.
Yeah, I mean,
I do too.
I like it, and it points to the regular season and the postseason. But to me, it's one of those things where it's just man. Again, whenever you have guys coming into the organization that you follow, and it's like, what can this guy make, and
Yeah.
what can he do, and how can he bring success to the team? I'm gonna agree, but like
Snippet.
By
I 49% and a 51% kind of thing. I like it for that. However, there's nothing like watching the boys on Sunday. So
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and as much as we want to bring in the Game of Thrones, let's just skip it.
No.
No. All right. Sorry.
No.
All right.
The Red Wedding.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Spoiler warning. If you've never watched Game of Thrones,
Then you get off the show.
get off the show right
Anyways,
now.
the Red Wedding is the most shocking moment in Game of Thrones. And we're talking about the show. All you book readers, go stick your nose up somewhere
And
else.
if you're a sports nerd and you haven't watched Game of Thrones, then we'll do you a favor and go watch
Just
it.
go ahead and
You have
start
to.
that.
You
It's
have to.
fantastic.
It'll help your life.
All right. Do you want to start us off?
Most shocking moment? Yeah. Catelyn Stark getting a straight knife. Yeah, I'm going with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I rewatched this just yesterday, so this is my hot take. So,
Hot take.
Put it on.
yeah.
baby.
So watching this yesterday, going down, already have seen this whole sequence go
Years
down,
ago.
and I'm still getting fired up. I'm still just, the big gasp. Yeah, I had that yesterday. I saw it. I think so.
Ooh, to me, yes. The King of the North, that was Robb Stark, had probably one of the best runs in the
Yeah.
show. Catelyn Starks, I despise her for obvious reasons. Yes. What is it? But the most shocking moment to me was, again, spoiler warning, major spoiler warning, in case I'm sure our viewers are probably dropped off in case we got some. But the most shocking episode to me was when Hodor passed away.
Oh,
I cried. My wife and I cried.
Hodor.
Happily on that. But yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, I did not have a clue of Hodor and Hold the Door. There was no connection there for me. Maybe I'm a moron. However, that was the most shocking, most impactful episode to me. But it's one of those things that, season 8 is right around the corner. We will see what happens. I think the feed might have just passed away as well. Speaking of,
We died on Facebook.
But
All right. Last agree or disagree. And
Let's
this
see.
is relative strictly to tomorrow, which is
Yeah.
January 29th, which is a beautiful day. All the greatest men are born this day.
Yes,
Snow days.
in the South.
In the South, Chattanooga, obviously, because we're chatting sports, but in the South are overrated. What do you guys think?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
No,
Totally agree.
I disagree.
Like Friends overrated, or like?
I disagree.
I just want to see your look. I really want to see your reaction to that statement more than I actually believe it, because I don't. But go ahead.
Well, I disagree because I think people driving, people are fools.
We're
The
terrible.
threat
drivers
is
in
real.
general.
Southerners and snow do not go together.
It is tragic. To
Admiral
watch.
Schofield and Grant are PB&J. We are the anti-PB&J.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my thing. I love me some snow for a day or two,
Yeah.
but I'm staying at home. I'm
Yeah.
staying in the house for the sake of not getting out with people who are slamming into ditches.
They have
Getting
no idea.
stranded.
No idea how to drive in
Go like
two inches.
55 to a
Two
stop
inches
sign.
tops.
But snow is
Straight
slippery, and your rubber tires do not have good traction. It's very simple. But, yeah. So we want to let you guys know. Yeah, that tomorrow is
Be safe.
is a potential snow day in Chattanooga. Be safe, be smart. But since we've all had a lot of liquid, we need to use the restroom again, probably. Yeah. But for everyone watching who might be on Periscope right now, since Facebook probably dipped out, maybe the battery died. But thanks a lot for everyone who watched. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give us a follow. Find chat10sports.com. It's the hub for all of our special articles. Podcasts. You can rewatch our live show as well. But thanks to everyone who watched and interacted with us tonight. Have a great night as Kibby has to go pee. Thanks a lot. We'll check you guys next week.
Peace out, guys.